Oh my God.
It's leaking a lot. I don't know if I want to drive it like this.
This was during the chip shortage. This was during where everything was expensive. I will let you know what we paid for all of these expenses at the end of the video. So make sure you keep watching if you want to know.
Hey guys, so Maya and Henry here behind the camera. We're gonna be updating you guys on what's been going on with this crazy van situation for the past, I don't know, what, 5 or 6 months. And we're also gonna tell you about a super scary moment that we had with the van. But instead of boring you narrating a story, we're just gonna show you what happened right here.
Wow, that's crazy. That's my van, right? Yeah. So where's the hole that you guys discovered?
Oh, wow, that's a gaping hole. Look at that.
Wow, and there's no way to fix that. That's crazy. It doesn't even look like it's in bad shape.
Like, no, I mean, you figure this motor's really only got
30,000. Yeah.
On it. So if it didn't have a hole in it, it'd probably be still a good motor.
Right.
So I'm wondering what happened. Either A, it got ran low on oil or something, and it just blew the rod.
Okay. I mean, it was sitting so long, anything could have happened. Where's the new one? Comes with all this stuff?
Yeah, all that goes on. New hoses, new...
I just put a new filter on that, on the old one, but... Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, it's all fresh, clean.
That's gonna look nice. Yeah.
Legit.
All right, guys, well, let me go back a little bit because there's just too many details that I have to share. This is a V8 6-liter Chevy engine. This was during the chip shortage. This was during where everything was expensive. I will let you know what we paid for all of these expenses at the end of the video. So make sure you keep watching if you want to know. As a matter of fact, there were very few places that could even find an engine. So Maya put her research skills in full gear, found a gem of a mechanic that was able to find us an engine and get it over to them in an appropriate time frame. A lot of other places were talking about months waiting to get an engine. This place found it within a week. So I was pretty excited about that. So then 2 weeks later, the mechanic gives me a call. He says, Henry, the van is ready for pickup. So I'm all excited, guys. I literally picked the van up that day, bring it home. We even booked a campground for that following weekend to give the van its maiden voyage, okay? And the next morning, Maya and I, we go get in the van. We head over to get some gas, and well, you'll see. So the van is probably less than 2/3 empty, and the price is $5.15, and that's premium at Costco. We are at Costco. So that is the cheapest you're gonna find it anywhere. Oh my God. Now, this is a 2003 Chevy Express chassis. I'm not really sure. It's already taken 24 gallons, so I'm not sure how many gallons it's gonna take. It's already at 25. Yeah.
So we need to tell the attendant. Oh my God.
This fuel leaking. So I don't know. You gonna be able to clean this up?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's leaking. Wow. Guess we're not using this thing anytime soon.
And the saga continues.
It's leaking a lot. I don't know if I want to drive it like this.
Might have to get it towed. Guys, this is crazy. Like, this was literally our first time filling it up with gas, and
let's see if it'll stop leaking.
The gas is just like pouring out. So we just put $140 worth of gas in there, and it's literally leaking out all over the ground. It smells like we're gonna blow up.
It's leaking not as much.
It might be through kind of a crack or something in the tank. But we're probably gonna have to get the actual tank replaced.
Is that expensive?
I don't think so.
So should we leave it here? I'm scared to drive this thing.
No, once it stops leaking, it'll probably be fine.
Probably.
I mean, we made it here.
I'm gonna go on Google.
Hopefully we won't lose a whole lot.
I'm gonna go on Google because I feel like we're gonna blow up.
Okay.
So the dribble that was or I don't know if the gushing.
Dribble. Dribble sounds gross.
I don't know what word to use. Has slowed down. Now it's just dripping. So I'm hoping that maybe it's just maybe a fuel line is not tightened enough. I don't know. Hopefully it's a cheap fix.
Thank you for calling Good Sam. Press 1 for Good Sam membership. Press 2 for Roadside Assistance.
So it's a good thing you signed up for Good Sam, huh?
They can come and help me Monday. They're not letting me tap for service right away.
What?
But it's not giving me the option.
So
I can choose one of these times, days and times.
what kind of crap is that? So Roadside Assistance is only available. That can't be. Is there a phone number?
At this time, tow drivers are extremely limited. Service may be significantly delayed. If you are safe and at a home, you will want to schedule your service between Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 12 p.m.
So apparently there's a shortage of tow drivers. There's a shortage of everything right now. If you are stranded, I guess you're just gonna have to sit there with your vehicle until you can get somebody to help, or leave your vehicle there and catch an Uber somewhere. This is crazy. Luckily we had our teenage son to come rescue us, but we had to wake him up, so I'm pretty sure he's not happy about it.
This is the second time he's rescued me.
Where is he?
He rescued me another time from the post office. I like my keys in the car.
Thank you.
My hero.
So as Henry is driving the van to the mechanic shop, all I could think about was like, oh my God, I hope there's nothing that will ignite this tank, because I mean, it obviously has some sort of crack or something in it. It was so terrifying. And we had to go probably like 15 minutes. Was it like 15 minutes, Henry?
Yeah, 15-20 minute drive.
It was like a 20-minute drive. It was just super scary. In hindsight, I don't even know if you should have driven it. What do you think?
Well, it's not like it was leaking from a sparking component. It was just leaking from the tank. Like if it was like something in the engine compartment where there's spark plugs and things firing, then it would be more scary.
But you like to live life on the edge. What if somebody like was smoking and like threw a cigarette out of their car on the highway? Could you have blown up?
That's funny. Like when I talked about the cable line dropping in the video that you might want to check out right here when we went to the country, remember that fire line? You didn't care then, but now you care.
There was an actual breach in our tank. That was like what you were describing was like a Final Destination movie or something.
Right. And that's the same thing that was going to happen if somebody flicks a cigarette on the street.
Okay, we went off on a tangent,
a little
guys.
dramatic. So we had to wait till Monday, and the mechanic took a look at it, and they said that they were going to have to remove the tank to really see what's going on. So they removed the tank, and they find out that there's a crack right at the top of the tank. So they need to replace it, unfortunately. So the tank for this van has apparently been discontinued. So the mechanic was searching all around Virginia. He couldn't find a tank, so he had to spread his search out further, and he found one in Pennsylvania. So I literally had to drive 6 hours or so. So I got in my truck, because this is a big, like about 6 foot long gas tank I got to pick up. So I'm taking my truck up 95. I have to drive through DC, okay? So that's the first obstacle I had to get through. Then I have to drive through Pennsylvania, which is actually a beautiful countryside. I found a few state parks that I want to check out, so that's basically on the to-do list now. But anyway, you always got to find a positive out of a negative, right? I get all the way over there to the boonies. I pick up this tank in this random parts place up in the mountains, but the scenery was beautiful. I actually enjoyed the drive, so I'm not gonna complain too much. And I get the gas tank over to the mechanic, and number one, I was a little concerned because there was a couple of rusty old tubing pieces on there that I was like, oh, I hope they can work with this. But the mechanic told me they're just gonna reuse my original parts and get rid of the parts that were already on the old gas tank. So that was a relief. So they start working on the van. The mechanic's always really cool, sends me text messages, basically keeping me in the loop. Then a week later, it was all done. I get that call and I go pick up the van. So for a grand total, engine, AC, tires, gas tank, drive to Pennsylvania and back. I actually had to pay for a hotel one night because it was such a long drive. I will put the grand total right there so that you can see it clear as day, okay? Van life is not cheap, especially a vintage van life, because this is technically considered a vintage camper.
If you want to know the whole backstory of how we ended up with this van, Miss Geri, go ahead and click this link.